Just make it look as much like Hulk Hogan as possible. It's probably what Chief Exterior Designer Adam Rabinowitz was thinking when he came up with the 2025 Toyota 4Runner. This is the 6th generation of Toyota 4Runner, and it comes with an all-new powertrain, a complete exterior redesign, as well as some new goodies in the interior that you may not have already known about. I'm going to let you know about a lot of those features. I'm going to give it a quick drive, and I'm going to let you know how it stacks up in comparison to some of the previous generations of 4Runner. At the end, I'm also going to give it a review. All right, taking a look at the 2.4-liter iForce motor under the hood, it produces a blistering 278 horsepower and 317 or so pound-feet of torque, which only increases to about 325 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque within the hybrid models. We've got a pretty simple layout here. We've got the battery, we've got the master cylinder as well as the ECU, any other goodies that you might need to access, your coil packs right here. Pretty simple looking engine bay in my opinion. I haven't had to work on anything yet, but I can't imagine it would be that bad with how simple everything is laid out here for you. Another thing I thought was worth mentioning on the 6th gen is just how easily it likes to fit bigger tires. I've got 33-inch tall tires right here, and they do rub just a tiny bit in reverse at full lock, but once I get a leveling kit for this, it will not rub at all. You can actually take 3 bolts out right here behind the mud flap, and you get an extra 1.5 inches of clearance without having to do a body mount chop or any of the other unnecessary things that you had to do with previous 4Runner generations, which was greatly appreciated, just in case you don't want to cut up and weld on a $60,000 SUV. Just to give you guys a closer look at what I was talking about, this is the crash bar that you can remove. It's 1, 2, 3 bolts right here. It takes about 10 minutes tops if you've got a 17mm socket handy, and that earns you that extra 1.5 inches of clearance that goes a long way when trying to clear some of these wider tires. Making my way to the interior of the 4Runner, you've got some pretty basic Toyota-ness going on right now. Basically a copy and paste of the 4th gen Tacoma interior, but I'm not complaining, it works. With the SR5, you've got a pretty decently sized screen and infotainment system. You will have some blank switches that you can choose to route to some rock lights or headlights if you choose to. You've got your tow haul and other drive modes here, and there would be diff lock on some of the higher trims, but all in all, pretty solid interior. Climbing into the back seat, you can see that I have a pretty decent amount of leg room here. Not really. I'm like 5'11", 6 feet tall if I lie, and I would appreciate it if there was a little bit more back seat space, but let's be real, that's not really what you're buying a 4Runner for in the first place. We do have a nice little HVAC system in the center console, as well as a pretty basic layout for the door cards. I believe, personally, that they just sacrificed this backseat space in order to have a massive trunk, which I'll show you in just a moment. Moving into the trunk space, you can see that it is substantial. We've got these 2 rear seats in the back that do fold all the way forward, just in case you need to haul anything with your 4Runner. There are some other amenities that I want to let you know about. Your Toyota first aid kit hidden behind this panel, as well as your tire and recovery kits, so you can drop out that full-size spare on the bottom. But all in all, with the SR5 model, you are going to get a little bit more trunk space just because that battery is going to occupy a lot of the floor with the higher trims, but still should be a pretty good amount of space with the other models as well. Hopping behind the wheel of the 4Runner, it's instantly obvious to me just how much better this thing handles, how much better the road manners are when compared to the 5th gen. The 5th gen, having driven it multiple times myself, it's like a big lumbering oaf. It's softly sprung, it's heavy, and despite being a larger vehicle, this thing just behaves so much better on the road when compared to the 5th gen. It also has a better powertrain overall. You can say whatever you want about reliability with that 6-cylinder. It was super slow. It was sluggish. It kind of sucked to pull it onto the highway. This thing has plenty of power, and I get like 21 miles per gallon combined on 33-inch tires. So whatever you want to say about this new power plant, it's got the power to back it up, and I haven't had any significant issues so far. The road manners are infinitely better. The throttle response is great. You get plenty of torque in the low end, and the turbocharger takes you through those higher RPMs smoothly. Just giving you guys a quick walk around of the exterior design. There are some features that I want to point out here. We do have this massive rear quarter window, reaches all the way to the ceiling, and almost pays an homage to some of the 90s 4Runners in the best possible way. I wasn't the biggest fan of these taillights in the beginning, but they are definitely growing on me. I like the mixture of some modern elements with the retro callbacks like the rear quarter windows and some other features. Now it's time for you to be the judge. Do you think it's worth it to trade in your 4th or 5th gen 4Runner for the new 6th gen? If you're thinking power-wise or practicality-wise, I think it trumps them in both aspects. This new motor is going to be great, and it's going to be very reliable moving forward, that Toyota is going to use for a lot of their different cars, such as the Land Cruisers, such as the Tacoma, and the future 4Runner generations. There's also a litany of cool modifications that are going to start to come out for this platform, and that have already come out, such as some cool high-clearance bumpers, high-clearance rear bumpers, rock sliders, wheels. These are SSW Dakar that I have on right now. And it's going to only become a more malleable platform for modifications moving forward.